expense contained in it, but this is the second year expense. Committee, any questions? Public, any questions on cemetery? 4195 cemeteries. So under insurance is 4196. Expense was 25,593. The budget was exactly that. The proposed budget is 29,150 for $3,557 increase in the insurance line item. I'm assuming that's just a rate raise. Questions from the committee on that? Any questions? Anyone want to protest insurance rates?
Yes.
This
Yes.
is a meeting outside. Okay. So, the total of the general government 4100 category is 292,091 expense. The budget was 30351 for a budget savings of 11,059. Proposed budget is 310,576, or raising that budget line item 7425. Okay, we're moving on. Our next line item is 4210 police. So under the 4210 police, the actual expense was $144,035. The budget was $136,511. It was $7,524 over budget. The proposed budget was $146,282, or a $9,771 increase.
So the numbers here are a little misleading, and that the line is overspent. You see the last line, it's special details, 13,530. That's the money that Joe was paid for doing special duties. Towns reimburse us. So whoever he does a special duty pays an hourly rate that goes into a revolving account, and then at the end of the year, we then deduct that money from the revolving account to erase that deficit.
So on the revenue side, although it says zoning as well, that looks like a revenue of 1953.
Yes.
So that,
So we get, the money is broken out into wages, retirement, and vehicle. So the difference between the 13 and the 19 is that the money goes in for vehicle.
Committee, any comments on the police line item? Okay, public, any questions on the police line item? Hearing none, I will move on. So, 4215, the ambulance line item. The actual expense was 66,919. It was the actual budgeted by about 19 cents. The proposed budget was 142,468 for a $75,549 increase. There was a long explanation to the committee on that. I believe the chief did an evaluation, at least he presented that he had done an evaluation about private insurance, or had also contacted at least one other municipality about, and both of those options far exceeded this increase. But that, it's really the way it was described to us, I believe, is that you really have very little choice.
So Bristol is bringing on, they're hiring 3 new personnel to man the ambulances, so that currently they can run 2 ambulances during the day most of the time, and at night they can only run 1 ambulance. So they're hiring 3 people to try to get better, so we have 24 hour coverage. Part of the problem they're having is that the guys that they have are maxing out on overtime. Runs are taking longer. You know, it's fine if they just have to take somebody to Franklin, but when they have to take somebody to Concord or Dartmouth, it doubles to triples the run time, which means that the ambulance is out of service. So if there's only one crew on, the ambulance is going to Concord, they have nobody to respond. And next to the year after, it's probably going to hit 200,000. So right now, this represents their best estimate, and that they're going to have three new people in halfway through the year. So next year, we'll get the full brunt of them being on for 12 months.
Any comments from the committee? Any questions from the public on that line item? Okay, thank you. Our next line item is 4220, fire. The summary of fire is the expense was $55,480. The budget was $76,566. It was underspent by $21,086. The fire chief, with the work of the select board, is proposing $81,264, as well as, which equates to a $4,697 increase to the fire department budget. Committee, is there any comments on that? I know there was a lengthy discussion, and the fire chief was brought before the committee twice. And I know you guys met with him and came up with this budget together.
May I just make a comment or ask Sean? So this $21,086.63, and that was, in the 11th hour, the fire department came into the last selectmen's meeting of 2024. And it was estimated that they submitted POs to the tune of almost $11,000.
Correct.
So actually, that number would have been like 32 that was underspent and 24 until the 11th hour. Just something to consider.
Public, any questions on the 4220 fire?
Frank Rasponi, Murray Hill Road. I mean, if they underspent by 21,000, why is there any increase over the?
I believe the rationale was in the change of chiefs. There wasn't the ability to fully ramp up. There was a number of fire personnel turnovers, and I believe they're, again, I'm paraphrasing, this is not my opinion, that they'll have, with consistency now, training and staffing.
And equipment, whatnot.
Keep in mind, we're in transition. We do not have a fire chief after March. So that wage is considered part of what we're gonna dangle out there for a fire chief.
Yeah, we gotta work within the budget.
So of the 21,000, what's the largest part comes from anticipated wages, or, and then there's?
No, so the unspent 21,000?
Yeah. I'm
So you
sorry.
see, I mean, well, you can see where money wasn't spent. It was spent across the board.
Right. But I guess moving forward, where's the, so it goes from,
So we're trying to figure out what the new norm is.
okay,
We don't know what the new norm is, right? You
Yeah.
know, we had a lot of disruption in the fire department last year. I mean, what do we budget for? You know.
so it's a placeholder,
It's,
So
a
the-
placeholder.
this budget represents an increase in line items for building maintenance of $1,000, dispatch by $1,590, and then equipment repairs, testing services of $3,000. The report we got was that testing hadn't been done for
Well, yeah, the only thing that got done last year was we got a lot of hose testing. The SCBA's did, there was no ladder testing. Again, that's where we had that, you know, one fire chief did one thing, the next fire chief didn't continue it, so. Like I said, until we can get some stability in there, you know, what do you budget for? You know, the biggest portion of the increase was, you know, like I said, was the, like Bruce pointed out, was, you know, dispatch, $1,600.
I think things like dispatch and the ambulance services, you're kind of beholden to, and you try to plead the case, but I think you're given what you're gonna get and you have to pay it.
Yeah.
Or start your own.
Yeah.
May I make the comment?
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of the testing wasn't done because we didn't have people to help. And in the hose department, when that was tested, our selectmen had to step forward.
Yeah, I was one of them.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we don't have a working fire department. There's a morale problem, we're really faced with quite a dilemma. And I don't think throwing extra money at it is gonna make this problem any better.
But I mean, as Sean said, it's in the hopes that there will be something, so this number is a placeholder. The likelihood that that will get spent currently is, who knows?
Well, when it was presented to the budget committee, that was not a consideration. It was testing ladders and testing air packs and equipment and things of that nature.
Right.
That wage wasn't really a focus.
Sir?
Paul Giles, Shop Road. I have to disagree with that statement that we don't have a working fire department.
Okay.
I had occasion to call the fire department here a month or so ago, and I had 5 guys show up at my house, medical, within 10 minutes. 3 EMT